From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the morning news for September 22nd, 2025. These are the stories we are covering at this hour. The UK, Australia, and Canada formally recognized a Palestinian state on Sunday, prompting an angry response from Israel, which ruled out the prospect. The coordinated initiative from the three Commonwealth nations and longtime allies reflects growing outrage at Israel's conduct of the war in Gaza and the steps taken by the Israeli government to thwart efforts to create a Palestinian state, including by the continued expansion of settlements in the West Bank. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who has faced pressure to take a harder line on Israel with his own governing Labour Party over the deteriorating situation in Gaza, said the UK's move is intended to revive the hope of peace for the Palestinians and Israelis. He insisted it wasn't a reward for Hamas, which was behind the attack on October 7th, 2023, in which the militants killed some 1,200 people and abducted 251 others. Today, to revive the hope of peace and a two-state solution, I state clearly as Prime Minister of this great country that the United Kingdom formally recognizes the state of Palestine, Starmer said in a video message. We recognize that the state of Israel more than 75 years ago is a homeland for the Jewish people. Today, we join over 150 countries who recognize a Palestinian state also. An Israeli drone strike in southern Lebanon killed 5 people Sunday, including 3 children, Lebanon's health ministry said. Parliament Speaker Nabi Berri said 4 of the killed, 3 children as well as their father, held U.S. citizenship. 2 others were wounded, including the mother and the family. Officials at the U.S. Embassy in Beirut could not immediately be reached for comment. Since a ceasefire agreement was reached in November to end Israel's months-long war with the Hezbollah militant group, Israel has continued to strike southern and eastern Lebanon almost daily. Air Force fighter jets from Germany and Sweden were scrambled Sunday to intercept and track a Russian surveillance plane that was flying unidentified over the Baltic Sea, military officials said. 2 Swedish Gripen jets and 2 German Eurofighter jets deployed in international airspace to monitor and photograph the Russian Il-20 reconnaissance aircraft. It had been flying without providing a flight path or radio contact that could signal its presence, Swedish and German air officials said. The monitoring, which ended without incident, came as NATO and European Union member countries have been on heightened alert for Russian military and reconnaissance activities in and around their airspace. On Friday, 3 Russian fighter aircraft entered Estonian airspace without permission and stayed there for 12 minutes, the Estonian Foreign Ministry said. That happened just over a week after NATO planes downed Russian drones over Poland, and heightened fears that the war in Ukraine could spill over. Turning to news from Pennsylvania, Penn State is shuttering the public media station WPSU. Penn State is set to, quote, wind down operations of radio and TV public media operation WPSU after the university's Board of Trustees declined the transfer of operating assets to Philadelphia-based WHYY. The radio station is the only national public radio member station in central Pennsylvania. It is licensed to the Pennsylvania State University Board of Trustees. The station recently celebrated its 60th anniversary. The Board of Trustees Finance and Investment Committee had been presented with a plan to transfer WPSU's broadcast licenses covering 24 counties for television and 13 counties for radio across central and northern Pennsylvania to WHYY. The transfer would include 2 full power licenses, both WPSU and WPSX, and 5 translators. The proposal, which was ultimately declined this past week, included a total of $17 million in funding from Penn State over 5 years. That's the news at this hour. If you are watching our news videos on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, Roku, and Alexa. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.